There's a question: how does shaitan beautify deeds? Um, Shaitan, as we know, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the shaitan as a test for the human beings, and He allowed them to live till the day of judgment. For what reason? As shaitan, he asked, and it was granted for him, that he would deceive the people. لأغوينهم أجمعين إلا عبادك منهم المخلصين. That he would deceive all of them except the sincere slaves of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the believers, إنه ليس له سلطان على الذين آمنوا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون. He has no sultan, he has no authority over those who believe and they rely upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. إنما سلطانه على الذين يتولونه والذين هم بمشركون. His sultan is authority for those who follow him and they associate partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the shaitan, his work is in deception. That means the evil, he makes it seems like it's a beautiful thing so that the people would follow it. And the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also created this life, as the hadith of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he said, حُجِبَتْ الْجَنَّةُ بِالْمَكَارِهِ وَحُجِبَتِ النَّارُ بِالشَّهَوَاتِ. The fire, the Jannah has been covered with dislikes, and Jahannam has been covered with desires. So the whole essence of this life is when Allah gave us the aql, the reason to act upon it, is that you have an immediate things that you see versus what's coming ahead. So what's coming ahead, which is in the hereafter is covered. If a person wants to see the Jannah, he would see that the path to Jannah is the things that he doesn't like physically. Do this, abstain from this, things like this. And the hellfire, it's covered with desires. Anything that a person desires, this is the path of the hellfire. So the shaitan, his work is just to get people not to think beyond the desires that they face, to make them not to think in the end of things. In which, if they use, even if they just use the reason, they don't function in this life this way. You know, anyone that reached the age where he has aql, children, that's why a child is, you have to have a guardian, parents, and things like this. They don't think beyond their immediate desire that they have. He has a candy in his hand. He doesn't care what this candy is going to do or what's going to happen after a month, or he just want to eat this candy. That's all he cares about. And the job of the parents is to protect them from the harmful things. Or he wants to play. He sees the games. This is what he wants to do day and night. He doesn't care what's going to happen after 10 years or if he's going to ruin his life or not. And that's why the responsibility of those who know. So the human beings, then they understand that very well. When they become or they have reason, they don't function in their life the way that disbelievers, they function when it comes to matters of the hereafter. They don't sit at home and enjoy themselves and then they become bankrupt or lose their jobs and things like this. They would take the effort because of something coming later, or working now to the end of the month, or for they retired, or whatever there is. So the same thing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us to function in this life this way, so that when the wahy comes, do the same thing when it comes to the hereafter. So what does the shaitan do? As if he basically takes the mind from the reason from the people. They become like fools, become like the children. They just indulge into their desires and that's it. What is desirable for them, they follow it. So he has to beautify the evil deeds for them. So if a person is aware of this, then you can never trust yourself. You have to refer to the wahy. You don't know this is the ways of shaitan to beautify evil for you, or this is what is right. And when a person says, I feel this way, I think this way, this is what if it's shaitan. Even when people, they make ibadah, they do ibadah and they feel good. They feel they're so close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They feel that they're going to fly in the air because of how close to Allah, and they weep and they cry and they find so much purified. This is all shayateen if it's not the way the Prophet ﷺ. The shaitan is able to make someone feel that he's closer to Allah if he does not follow the way of the Prophet ﷺ. So it's not about how you feel, or this person is such a great alim, or that this act of ibadah is the best, because it feels this is all not true, because this can be the ways of the shaitan. How to protect yourself from such a huge deception is the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. We don't do anything unless we know that this is the way of the Prophet ﷺ. Al-ilm qabl. Al-qawl wal-amal. Knowledge comes before the feelings and all of these things. You know that this is right, then exert yourself to do what is right. And if the feelings comes, mashallah, is great. If it doesn't come, it's the rizq from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But you know that you're doing the right thing, the truth. It's not a trial and error. Try this way of dhikr. You'll see amazing things in your life. And you see amazing things in this life. This is how shayateen works. So it's not by the end result of this life. It's about following the deen of Allah and the way the Prophet ﷺ